name is Sheep Thief, and today I'll be coming at you with an Age of Empires 3 multiplayer online YouTube epic tier list video 100 subscriber celebration special. Today I will be doing what they call a tier list, which is where I objectively sort a given list into one of six categories. I'm doing this as a celebration for my 100 subscribers who have joined the Sheep Gang family as of yesterday. This is obviously a big landmark because it's when my subscriber number no longer has 2 digits, but now has 3. So I thought to celebrate, I would make this video. I'm going to categorize each of the different animals, creatures that we hunt and eat for food every day in Age of Empires 3. These animals give up their lives so that we can have our fun and make our military units and our settlers and get our upgrades and improvements and send some of our shipments. These animals give up a lot for us, but at the same time I will not hide the animosity that I have for many of these horrible creatures. Even looking at them brings up a lot of painful memories. So, for anyone who doesn't know, a tier list is a way of sorting things from the best to the worst. Now, there are a few confusing things about them that even mystify me. Firstly, the best category is labeled S. I don't know why, but this is the convention, and we will follow it. Even if we do not understand it, we'll follow it blindly to fit in with the herd. Because that's what's most important these days, isn't it? Fitting in with the herd. Anyway, another confusing thing, other than S being above A, even though S comes after A, even though S comes after F, another confusing thing is that F is green and S is red, which doesn't make sense, because usually red it means like error, bad, and F means life, goodness, verdant pastures filled with buzzing bees and butterflies, and blossoming trees. It is the color of spring, of vibrance, of blossoming youth, whereas red is the color of fire and blood. But nevertheless, we will push forward, even though we do not understand. It's like so many things in life, isn't it? Sometimes we just don't understand, but we need to push forward, because sometimes understanding takes time. Well, let's begin. I also have over here all of the hunt if we need to reference any of them. So, we'll begin with the ones that I have particularly strong feelings about, and without question, that would be the giraffe, which goes into F tier. The giraffe, I think that the giraffes in Age of Empires 3 are sentient beings, and that they coordinate with one another even when they haven't loaded into the map, and conspire against me personally. Whenever I try to herd them, they go in strange, aberrant directions. It takes 3 shots to kill them, and they don't seem to last that long. So I put them in F tier. I have a particular dislike for giraffes. Another one that I very much dislike and goes into F tier is the capybara. There's something malevolent in the eyes of the capybara that disturbs me on a fundamental level. And also, whenever I try to herd them, they never go in the right direction, but my opponents always seem to have good luck with them, so capybaras and I are just not compatible. I don't like them. They make me uneasy. And then just to have sort of a middle ground, I'm gonna have the deer here be in C tier. It could be in B tier. B tier could be our average, but considering that I have generally negative feelings and memories of most of these horrible creatures, I'm going to have the average be generally sub a negative experience. The average is a negative experience. So C will be average. All right, here we go. Bighorn sheep. Now we're gonna get through these because my PTSD is acting up. I can feel my heart rate getting a little faster. But here we go. The bighorn sheep. This will go into C tier. They're sort of unsatisfying because they're sort of small. These only show up on the Rockies map, I think, or is it Colorado or something? I can't keep it straight. But they aren't that common, but they're just sort of unsatisfying to go after. They don't seem to last that long. They move away a lot, and when you herd them, they don't seem to move that much. I think their movement speed's kind of low or something. I don't like them. Buffalo, I'm gonna put into A tier. Buffalo, I'm at 1 with. I can, they do what I want when I want to herd them, and they seem to last a while, and there are a lot of them. But if I could separate the buffalo into the baby buffalo and the adult buffalo, I would. There are a few in the herd are baby buffalo, and the baby buffalo would go into D tier. I just don't really like the way they look, and I swear they're less cooperative than the adult ones. And yeah, I would give the baby buffalo a D rating, but the adult ones are A. This, I believe, is a caribou. Yeah. Caribou are only on Yukon. Which doesn't... I'd say they're B tier. They're pretty good. Actually, yeah, they're B tier. Sometimes they like... the direction that you try to herd them in, they go in a random direction, but often they're quite cooperative. I'll put them in B tier. Elephants are D tier. You'd think they'd be good because they have a lot of food, but they take a ton of hits to kill, and it's hard to actually push them under your TC. You have to get kind of like, you have to be on top of them to push them under your TC and kind of keep them alive. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the elephants. Also, I like elephants in real life, so I feel a little weird about eating elephant meat. They're sort of intelligent creatures. I would eat elephant meat, IRL. But I don't know. I don't know what I think about eating elephants. It shouldn't be something you do often. Maybe once or twice in your lifetime, but not every day. That is an elk, I believe. Yeah, it is. Elk. Elk are B. They're sort of similar to a caribou. That, I believe, is a gazelle. Yeah, a gazelle. This is one of the African... It's one of the sort of okay African animals. Most of the African animals are horrible, and I really don't like the African animals, so this is one of the ones that's okay. The thing is, I feel like there aren't that many of them in the herd. If there were more of them, they'd be better, but the gazelle herds are just not that big. This is the giant salamander. I've never seen this. It's apparently on Honshu or Haishu, whatever I think Honshu, the Japanese map. And I don't think I've ever hunted this. Apparently they only spawn on the island in Honshu. But I'm gonna just preemptively put them in F tier just to be safe. I also just don't. There's something not right about that thing. This is the guanaco, and that's gonna go into A tier. That spawns on some of the sort of South American Andean maps. And I have good luck with them. There are a lot of them in the herd, and herding them feels good. They're sort of an orange-colored llama, if you guys don't know what they are. And I would say they're A tier. I just feel sort of at one with them when I'm herding them, and I often get them right under my TC. All right, now I have to keep all these things straight. I think that's an ibex. Yeah, it's an ibex. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's an ibex. Look at its sort of demonic gaze. Yeah, these are in some of the Asiatic maps. I'm gonna put them in C tier. I feel like they spawn a ways away from your. They're sort of far away whenever they spawn. So, and yeah, anything that goats in general gotta be careful around goats. That's a Marco Polo sheep, and I can't say I have much. So now we're on Marco Polo sheep. Where are you? Yeah. Meh. Moose. I'm a big fan of moose. They are quite cooperative. And I feel like they have a lot of food, and these ones I feel like have the most. Let's get a bigger picture of it. They have the least sort of malevolent. This one has the least sort of malevolent look in its eyes. That one looks like it might not hate me, so I like that. They're big, they're easy to click and move around. They do what you want them to do. Big fan of moose. Matter of fact, they're gonna be our S tier, moose. Next, I have no idea what that one is. Oh, it's a musk deer. Which one is this on? Mongolia. Yeah, so everyone who's played on Mongolia knows there's hunt sort of up above the here. I'm sorry. I have a lot of PTSD. Where is it? Why isn't it possible? Here we go. Yeah, so there's a lot of hunt up here. You have like one herd here that you can bring down, and then a herd down here, but there's often fighting happening in this area just because this is like the shortest distance between your enemy. So you don't often get to this herd, or at least it's sort of risky to get to this herd. So you end up here and you're like, oh, I can herd that down eventually, but it never happens. So everyone who knows about Mongolia probably has painful memories about herding there, and they're gonna go into D tier for that. Oh, do I have a? Never mind. These things, I think they only spawn on one weird map, muskox. That I don't even think is in the pool, but I've played it in like single player, so don't have a lot of thoughts about them. This I think is a Saiga. Am I right? Nope, it's a Nilgai. Yeah, Nilgais. Nilgai spawn in Deccan. And in Deccan, they're like, there's like this sort of river crossing where, although I might be thinking of Punjab. I can't keep this straight, but Punjab, I think Nilgai spawn in like a little river area and they can't be trusted. Your villagers literally always get raided trying to get them. Oh. This might be my... Ostriches go into F tier. Ostriches are the worst. They are the worst animal to herd in the game. They move in strange, unnatural directions. And also there's just something slightly nauseating about eating an ostrich. I could get behind capturing the ostriches and eating their eggs. They're great big eggs. But actually eating the flesh of this overgrown bird that probably eats carrion and rot to survive, I don't like the idea of my villagers eating that. They move around terribly, they're unsatisfying to kill, they're hideous to look at, and they never lead to anything good ever. So F tier, maybe even no, not as bad as giraffes, but a little better than giraffes. Capybaras are definitely worse than whatever those things are. Alright. Next we've got, what is that? Is that a pronghorn? Yeah, pronghorns. Where are they? Texas. Yeah, okay, these are the deer. They're just sort of less satisfying than bison, but I'd say they're pretty cooperative. I'm gonna put them in B tier. Rheas are birds. Not a big fan of birds, so Rheas go into D. Don't like them. That, I believe, is the Saiga. I think everything's the Saiga. It is. Sarah. Where are Sarahs? Okay, so to the watery Asiatic maps. Can't say I have much to say about Saros. So I have an in-game picture. Yeah, I do not think anything about them, so there. Tapirs. Okay, so tapirs I like way more than capybara. Tapirs are a weird one because they don't really move as a herd. If you shoot an individual tapir, all the other tapirs stay still. So they're actually kind of like predictable, but at the same time not being able to move them is not great. So I think I sort of want to put them in A tier because they have their uses. But they're also, if they're in the wrong spot, it's hard to get them out of it. Let me just start our music back over. Yeah, I'll put them in A tier. Turkeys they're quite similar to capybaras, they're birds also, so I think they'll go below although I also don't like rodents. Yeah, I don't like the look in the capybara's eye. The turkey doesn't look that malevolent. Its in-game model is sort of hideous, but not so much as the ostrich and the giraffe. Turkeys are the worst. They're very unsatisfying to kill. They are not easy to herd. They spawn far away from your TC. They're just, ugh. And they're birds, if I hadn't already mentioned that. And then zebras will go into... Zebras are the best of the African animals. They're the only acceptable one. They do spawn far away, so maybe we'll put them in B tier. Yeah, zebras are definitely B tier because they spawn too far away, but they're the only ones that are sort of easy to herd of the African animals, and yeah, On some of those African maps, I literally just ignore ostriches. I ignore ostriches and just go for zebras, even though they're further away. Like, I hate ostriches so much. They make me sort of queasy, ostriches. That's how much I hate them. I become so upset that I can barely see straight. So, yeah. I suppose that concludes our epic YouTube tier list video. I'm trying to think if I have any other thoughts. No, I think I'm pretty happy with this. I think we've got a pretty good sort of bell curve here, trending towards the reality of the situation, which is dire. It's a bell curve that illustrates the direness of the situation. The great horror of it all. I suppose if you have any opinions about this, you can put it down in the description. I can't really see how anyone could arrive at any other conclusion than this, but I'm an open-minded person. So, if for the sake of argument you think some of these should be switched around, I'm willing to hear anything except if you have something to say about giraffes or capybaras. Everyone's welcome in the Sheep Gang family. But if you are an appreciator of giraffes or capybaras, you are welcome here. But there's only so much I can tolerate. If for the sake of argument, if just purely theoretically, just to exercise your powers in debate, you want to put forward some argument for capybaras or giraffes, I suppose in some deeply perverse way that could be interesting, I suppose. Sort of like how an argument trying to justify child sacrifice might be interesting. But as long as it's all purely theoretical, I'm willing to hear arguments for the capybara and the giraffe, but please remember that they're just please remember to be civilized about it. Anyway, yeah, that's all. I'd like to thank everyone for subscribing. I suppose our next goal is 200 subscribers, so we'll do something to celebrate then as well. I hope this video, I hope that the jubilation that I feel has been imparted, at least in some way, into you. I hope that you feel the jubilation that I feel in this great and wondrous day where I have accrued my 100 subscribers. More now. They come from all corners of the earth to join the Sheep Gang family. It's a humbling thing. But we must press forward. We must not become weak, slothful, negligent. The only way forward is through. And so the Age of Empires 3 videos will continue to come. There will be some other games interspersed, but currently I'm mainly playing Age of Empires 3. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you, Sheep Gang family, and I will see you guys in the next videos.